50 years ago, North Philadelphia was where we lived. But we struggled to make it our home. You know, I was born and raised in this city. And the Latino community, Puerto Rican community, has always been kind of invisible. They came speaking Spanish, so there was a misunderstanding of the language and the needs that they had. And the affordable areas were the ones that were starting to decline. The needs of our Latino families were brushed aside, but we did have a few leaders that said, hey, we need help too. Asociación Puertorriqueños en Marcha was formed by a few people who knew social services would be essential to the growth of our community. And of course, we weren't getting the top assistance, but with $5,000 and 35 volunteers, they started with mental health. Always with the idea that they wanted to do affordable housing and decent housing for these families. That grew to social services, but the problem was that times changed and they didn't change with the times. We had changed as a community. We were all in a different place, but the agency didn't change. The agency was slipping back to almost the brink of bankruptcy. When I came to APM in 2005, it took about 3 years to get our financial viability and efficiencies. Today, we have a very robust IT system. We are doing great financially in that we're being very accountable and transparent with our finances. So once we got those systems in order, we started to grow. We were helping families have access to affordable housing, mental health, quality early childhood education, community development, and children protective services.
Our Hispanic community has come leaps and bounds, and APM for 40 years has been one of the leaders in pushing the community forward.
APM started by Puerto Ricans for Puerto Ricans, but we are today APM for everyone. When you think of diversity, equity, and inclusion and justice, that's who we are. So through the years, we've had, like most organizations, many setbacks. Most recently, the Hurricane Maria, and then the pandemic. We are first responders, we are essential staff, we're boots on the ground. After Hurricane Maria, we were able to house over 240 families, and 10 of those evacuees we were able to hire. During the pandemic, we did not lay off anyone. Children continued to be served. Our early childhood education kids were still being served. We were able to give each one of them a tablet with Wi-Fi. We were also able to bring vaccination clinics that we had at 2 sites, and every Wednesday we were having folks come in. They didn't have to have an appointment and get vaccinated, and we were able to vaccinate many families. We're prepared more than ever for the unexpected. But in the meantime, our core services are thriving. Our approach to early education has become a model for the city. Most middle-income families, their kids start with 30,000 words in their vocabulary. Most of our kids, 5,000. And once you have a gap like that, it's really hard to make that up. Our early childhood education is one of the very few that actually accept EIP children. So 14% of our kids are special kids. And even with that, 90% of the kids that graduate our early childhood are at or above grade level for reading and writing and math for when they start kindergarten. And with our foster care program, we've placed nearly 600 children in loving families. Since we've gotten here, we have more than tripled in size. We're operating out of 13 different sites. And we wanted to get less people in cars because we're very conscious about emissions and going green. So we built our first Gold LEED certified home ownership, which is our Sheridan Homes. And then we just built this transit-oriented development project. Is a mixed housing, mixed use that was triple LEED certified. We were second in the world, the first one being in China. We have a federally qualified health center, and our community umbrella agency operates out of here. So it's something I'm very, very proud about.
This is not a fad. This is not a thing. This is a movement. This is real.
APM serves thousands of families. Our staff are multicultural and multilingual and are serving over 40,000 Philadelphians through our 13 sites. Today, APM, through its Community and Economic Development team, has leveraged over $240 million in affordable housing, which created over 400 units of affordable housing, creating housing stability for these 400 families. And in the past 16 years, we've increased our budget from $9 million to $65 million, and we're ready to make our biggest impact yet. I'm really proud of what we've been able to accomplish and scale, and I'm even more excited about our future. Over the last 50 years, APM has done a lot, but the best is yet to come.